Hi, my name is Sergio Hernandez. I had the great opportunity to officiate this year of 2020-2021 the 6A Regional Girls Quarterfinals between Harlingen and Edinburg High. In this video, you will be able to experience what it is like to prepare as an official and the mental preparation needed to be successful not only as an individual, but successful as a crew as well. The game is such a fast-paced sport and there are a million thoughts being processed in every split second in our minds in regards to the decision-making process of every play and every call or no call. Preparation is key going into every game. Hopefully this tool not only provides a learning experience for us as officials, but can also shine some positive light on how we take this profession seriously and strive to do our best in order to provide the best possible service to the student athlete and each organization. Hope you enjoy.
Martinez, the freshman, misses the free throw, rebounded by Bryant. 1 point, Lady Bobcat lead. Zapata back with the ball. Gets it over to Cervantes. Cervantes out to Zapata. 36 seconds, clock. Tick, 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 tick. Cervantes driving to the lane, layup, good! Callie Cervantes gives the Lady Cardinals the 1 point lead. 25 seconds. Carrasco with the ball. Timeout, JD Salina, 20 seconds. Buckle up, here we go. Trip to the Sweet 16 on the line. The crowd is into it. Tejerina with the ball. Driving is Tejerina, stops, turns around, layup. Good, Desha Tejerina. 12 seconds. Comes right back into the game. Hinojosa. Monsiváis calls a timeout. Joe, you called it.
Wow, we are in an atmosphere. Feels like this place is full. Everybody on their feet for this final 7.5 ticks.
A trip to the Sweet 16. 7.5 left, 1 point. Lady Cardinal lead. Here we go. Zapata with the ball. Out to Hinojosa. 3, pass inside, layup, good! Layup's good! Ball game! Lady Cardinals are headed to the Sweet 16! Celebrate Harlingen! Oh my goodness!
Let me let John in. There we go.
There he is.
What's up, brother?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
What's going on there, John?
Not much, guys. Good to see y'all.
Likewise,
First of all, congratulations to both of y'all. I know that you were. I'm just the second-hand man, you know.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
No, but hey, I'm looking forward to working. I always enjoy working with you guys.
Yes, sir. Likewise.
Likewise, also, thank you. I'm excited. At the end of the day, I'm gonna feel comfortable enjoying my ride to the game, knowing that I honestly am going to feel comfortable officiating tomorrow, with the crew that we have. It's always, I know, Celso, you've been at many of the trainings that Bert has had, like you mentioned in the text. They've been great learning experiences. I know, John, you've been at many camps and, you strive to be a better official. We all strive to be a better official. So I think our minds are in the same place, therefore it's going to carry over onto the court. We'll be able to provide a great service to the kids. And, at the end of the day, everyone's watching. Everyone's watching. It's a great opportunity for us. We're going to be on center stage. We get to be at the Bert Ogden Arena. That's going to be a first for me, now that it's been, built. And, I didn't think they were going to play. I didn't know they were going to play there. I didn't expect to get that game, also. So I'm grateful, just like you all are. I'm humbled by it, the opportunity. I just want to make sure that at the end of the day, we do the best that we can and we kick some butt and we're on the same page. At the end of the day, every crew is different. I know we've worked. I think maybe I worked with John one time this year. I think Celso, we worked once or twice this year. Over the years we've hardly worked with each other, so it's hard to go night after night and just bang, let's get on the court and there's a lot there's a lot to it. So I'm just grateful. I'm honored, and let's see what we can do for tomorrow. I spoke to JD, and yeah, so the game will be at Bert Ogden. It's going to be at 6:30. I just wanted to have confirmation as far as the location. So they are going to have a dressing room for us. I don't know how y'all I kind of like me he chiflado un poquito. Like I've been, changing after the games in the locker rooms. I've kind of like, so tomorrow I feel maybe personally I'm probably gonna go semi-formal dress, or I'm gonna go dressed
Coat and tie.
to the
Coat and tie.
coat and tie, and I'm gonna change in the locker room with the room that they're gonna. So
Yes.
is that something that you want to do as well,
Oh
Celso?
yes.
What
Oh
about you,
yes.
John? Is that something you want to do as well, or you want to go dressed in
Yeah,
uniform?
no, most definitely. We should go wearing our best coat and tie, like Celso said, and
Right.
use the locker room.
Okay,
You
perfect.
know what? Because I do the 24-second shot clock, there is a back uh, parking area that we can utilize. Okay. So Don Young, you know Don Young, right? The guy
Yes.
that, okay, Don, he does the book for the Viper that we work the clock or whatever. And I know exactly where the dressing room is. And second, I know that's going to be the most, the back way. I'll give you all directions how to get to that very back. And there'll be a guy there guarding the gate, and he'll only let certain people in. So we'll make
Okay.
sure that the crew will be, the names will be there, so we can get through there.
Great, great, perfect. So that's gonna be even better for us. So we're gonna have no contact with anyone coming
No,
across the
no,
stairs or anything.
Don will be our contact. He'll be out there. Also, like if you're coming from Brownsville,
Hmm.
you can go all the way to 281 and then get off of I think it was Trenton.
Trenton.
I believe it's Trenton. Okay, so and then you're going to get off the expressway, and then there's the side road is going to be, I believe that's Wisconsin, but it won't say a name, I don't think. But you'll see the arena. Go
Okay.
take a right on that first road off the exit, boys, and then go all the way to the back, all the way to the back to the last entrance. Take a left, and then there's going to be a parking lot gated like for the employees on the right side. But you're going to go, and they might have a couple barricades there, but I will go there. What time are you planning to meet, Serge?
The well, I would like to do 45 minutes to an hour. I would like to do an hour in advance. I know thankfully we're able to meet right now, so definitely we do an hour if we didn't have an opportunity to have a pregame right now. But since we are going to have our pregame, it's up to us to decide. I would still want to do now. I would want to do an hour, 45 minutes if y'all want to do 45 minutes as well,
No, an
because
hour. I think an hour is good.
so we can stretch out and just get set our mind. I'm good. Like I said, I'm gonna have 45 minutes to drive, so I'll be
What
focused. I'll be able to enjoy.
what we can do also is, hey, this is a great opportunity. I mean, not too many people officiate regional quarterfinal games. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Take a picture. We need to walk around. Check out the court. I've been there. I haven't been on the court, but I've seen it. So it's a big court. Go check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
like Celso said, man. Let's take some time to soak it in and enjoy it, right? I know we're there to do our business, right? We're there to do our thing, officiate the game. But this is fun, man. Let's enjoy the moment, do the best that we can tomorrow, and like y'all said, I'm down for an hour to meet an hour before the game.
I agree. I agree. I like that. And what I'll do too is we'll just something for us to have so we can have for our memories. We'll have our pictures that we'll have, and I'll break down. I'm pretty sure the game will be broadcasted on Rio Sports Live. I'm pretty sure, right? So
Yes, sir.
we'll break down some. I'll do a little highlight video. You know, our key highlights. Also, some highlights for you, John. Some highlights for you. We'll create a video, a little highlight video, so we can have, so we can remember, like we said,
Cool.
cherish the moment, and just so we can have in our pocket, and just memories, memories. And I agree. I'm excited for tomorrow, and I'm relaxed. I'm calm. And that's what I like too. That you guys, I know that we're gonna officiate. I've seen you all work, and there's some of us that officiate with emotion, and sometimes that emotion carries over, and there's too much. It's the anxiety takes over, and the calls. It affects our officiating. But I know that tomorrow, three guys working the floor, calm and collective. we're gonna be focused. That's gonna bring that's gonna bring down the anxiety. It's not so much anxiety. I mean, it's fun. It's a game. We've done this many times, and we're here for a reason. We're here for a reason, and because the coaches trust us, and we're gonna continue doing what we've done all season long, and what we've done for so many years. So at the end of the day, the reason for my pregame that I was so adamant about it was because we want to cherish the moment, but there's a lot of people they're going to be looking in from Rio Sports Live, all the officials, coaches, and we want to look as polished as we can as a crew. To minimize the critiques, to minimize the haters, to minimize, because everybody wants to be there. We're the few three that we're the last three standing. This year, in this COVID year of everything that's been going on. So, in a nutshell, we can get, we'll probably go maybe 20, 30 minutes of pregame, and, feel free to add and agree and disagree, whatever it is. Like, we're all open-minded. There's no, my ego is out the door. If there's anything that you all feel like, hey, Serge, well, this and that, like, go for it. At the end of the day, I just want to be on the same page. Okay. So, getting started, has any of you all I've had Harlingen High this year. Let's talk about how we had the teams. Harlingen High, they're gonna full court press from the beginning of the game to the end of the game, is what I've experienced. And they're deep in their bench. They have numbers, and they don't care about the fouls. They don't. A foul's a foul, and they got the next person lined up on the bench ready to take over. So the coach doesn't really, Ashley doesn't really, she's not really one to complain about the fouls because she's deep. She's deep. Edinburg High, I had them once this year only against Westlaco High. Have you all had Edinburg numerous times this year?
I just had them once.
What do you see?
Anything
that stood out?
They have that the I think the three guards are pretty good.
Okay.
They're ball handlers.
Mm-hmm.
They can shoot. They can pass. They have a freshman, I believe, a girl that's in the inside that plays it. She's starting to come around. She's starting to get a little more. She's not dirty. She's just playing a little aggressive. She's got some big hips, and she takes advantage of positioning and stuff. But it's going to be a great game.
That's their post player. You're talking about their post. What they have, their post player?
Yes.
Okay. And she's she's a young girl, and
she's a young girl.
Okay.
She just like I said, she was playing middle school last year.
Mm-hmm.
But now she's it probably took her all this season to season up to get in a varsity mode, and she does a good job. She does, and and she likes to get after it.
Okay. John, anything? Have you had either team this year? Anything that stood out from your games?
I've had both teams this year. I've had Harlingen twice. I've had Edinburg one time, but their style of play isn't dissimilar from the style of play that they've had in the past.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Edinburg to me looks a little more methodical in the half court. They like to move the ball around. They like to run their sets. Of course, they'll get in the open court and get an easy basket when they can. But I think what they got going for them is they can spot up and shoot. They can drive and penetrate. And they got some decent size on the inside. So all of those things lead to them having a very good half court game, right? And like Serge, you mentioned before, Harlingen, they want to play a fast, frenetic pace, right? They want to get turnovers in transition. They want to get easy buckets. They are physical, right? And like you said, they play in, 5 out, and they really don't miss that much with their second unit. So, they're always going to have that motor running, that fast pace of play.
Okay.
So I think it's going to be a contrast of styles in this game. The more methodical half-court team in Edinburg and the fast-paced run and gun of physicality of Harlingen.
And you know what? As an official, like that's like the perfect scenario to have two different philosophies of playing, because they're going to keep us on our toes.
Oh yeah.
They're going to keep us on our toes on in transition, and they're going to make us, really work that front court offense as well, and making sure that, that we're locked in. And I'm pretty sure, like you said, West Edinburgh's they're pretty disciplined in how they run their offense. So expect those screens, up high. Expect those screens down low towards the end line to try to clear for that corner shot, stuff like that. So, that's like, to me, that's every official's dream, to be able to have that type of game. That's going to keep us engaged from start to finish. So that's some good stuff. I like that. This year I do think it's going to be 2 years ago. Just I 2 years ago was a different matchup. They met 2 years ago again in the third round. Edinburg versus Harlingen. That game was in at Couch Elsa. Um, and that was just Edinburg that year was the better team. It was more of a blowout. So I think this year, I don't know. I think it's going to be a much more competitive. They're evenly matched up. I've seen the discipline that Harlingen High girls have, and I mean they're both pretty solid. So I just think it's going to be a more competitive matchup compared to 2 years ago when they last met. Unusual plays or situations, I don't think I've come across. Right, I don't think we've come across. Usually, girls. I think boys on the other side is a little bit different with unusual plays. But as far as dirtiness of players, and I don't think anything stood out. They're pretty well coached and they're pretty well disciplined. So, but always expect the unexpected tomorrow, right? Anything can pop up. Uh, Arrival on the floor, pregame duties. We're gonna go into locker room. We're gonna come out. Do you all want us to meet with captains? I think that maybe we can go like the way we used to do things. Back in the a year ago. We meet with captains. I haven't met with captains all season long, but I think maybe we can do. We keep them separated. Outside the center circle. Is there a center circle there at the in the arena? You
Yeah.
know, and we have a captain's meeting. Just as best as we can. We keep it short and simple. We wish them the best, good sportsmanship, and we move on. I'll check the book at the 10-minute mark. We greet the coaches at the 2-minute mark. Do y'all want to greet the coaches, or do we just stay? It's different this year, so it's what we agree on, right? What do you guys feel comfortable? I don't want to just come in and like, this is what we're gonna do, because maybe you don't feel comfortable doing that this year. Because I do respect that it's a different time right now. So I haven't met with coaches either. Do you all want to go at the 2-minute mark? Just a quick pound, wish them good luck, and we come opposite the court, or do you all want to be at do you want to wait for introductions there at midcourt? I would prefer maybe we give them a fist pump. We wish them the best, and we're not gonna have our jackets on them, and we can wait for them opposite table. Are y'all in agreement with that?
Yes.
You okay with that, John?
That's fine. Yeah.
That's fine. Okay, so then we'll do that. Okay, we'll just congratulate them. We'll come introductions. If the players, I seriously doubt they're gonna come and fist bump us during the announcements or whatever. But at least we'll be away from everybody. Okay.
A lot of them, they'll do. I know that the last time I had the Harden, they kind of went like, in the air.
In the air. Okay.
They never got close.
Okay, excellent
Yeah.
job. Okay, so then tomorrow's assignment, John, I'm just going based on what's on paper. On arbiter U1 is John. Responsibilities as U1, the home team. You're gonna count the players. You're gonna observe the tosses and jumpers. You're gonna chop the clock, and that's pretty much the responsibilities for a U1. As we start the game. So on paper it says that you're the U2. We're all on the same page. It's just the different positions that we have for tomorrow. You'll be in charge of the visiting team. We'll count the players. You'll be responsible for the 8 non-jumpers and the toss. If it's a bad toss, hey, you know what? Let's get the game started correctly. I don't have a problem. I think I'm okay. I've been pretty consistent with my toss. I don't think I'm gonna need to go that high, but I mean, if whatever reason it's a horrible toss, let's just start it. Let's start it over again. I'd rather start the game cleanly. Okay, so we're good on that. I'll talk tomorrow and take care of the responsibilities with the scorer and the timer. I'm gonna make sure they're on the same page, and we're gonna work the timeouts to give us the first buzzer on a 30, give us a buzzer on the full timeout, and so they got to do what they got to do, follow their procedures. That way, I want it to run as smooth as possible tomorrow for us. Okay. Um, Other than that, matchup calls on both ends. I just wrote some notes, and I'm just feel free to interrupt or to add or interrupt or to change if there's anything that y'all want to change that y'all don't agree with. Um, Being consistent, of course, is what we want to be. From start to finish. Whatever we call on one side, if we can call it on the other, perfect. We can. But just because it's a block charge on one doesn't mean that we have to call the same thing on the other side. Like if it's a charge on one side and it's a block on the other, go for it. Let's do it. And at the end of the day, everything's going to be on video, and we want to get the play right. That's what we want to do. We want to get it right. Gone are the days. Thankfully, I like how we officiate now, because a foul's a foul. A foul's a foul, violation's a violation. Gone are the days where we had to use our judgment and, well, that player's strong enough. He could play through that contact, that post player. Come on, coach, that guard is too small. Yeah, he whacked your post player, but he's strong enough to finish. No one want, like, gone are those days. A foul's a foul. A violation's a violation. It has cleaned it up. I think it's made our job a lot easier to be a lot more consistent as a crew. Some of the big things that I want to address. I prefer to see if we can get through the game with the least amount of double whistles. If we can get through the whole game without a single double whistle, that'd be great. It's gonna look that we're polished. It's gonna look that we recognize our primary coverages. And if we have a double whistle, it's okay as well. But we don't want to have 10 double whistles. We don't want to have 12 double whistles, and we can avoid it. So the reason the situation where there's usually in our chapter a lot of double whistles is on that block charge, right? So we're gonna talk a little bit about the block charge. The block charge in transition. Let's give the go ahead to the lead official 100% of the time. Okay, as a lead official, let's try not to get beat on that transition play. I know it's hard. The girls' game, I mean, the girls are athletes, but I think it'll be a tad bit slower to where we won't get beat down the end line too many times compared to the boys, where the boys are just running and gunning. So the lead official will be the only official that will be able to receive that play, whether it's a block or charge, because the C is going to be running down, so your eyes are moving, and the trail is going to be trailing, real far behind. Of course, we don't want to have that trail call the block charge. So if you all agree, the block charge in transition, we want to have one whistle, and we're going to defer that block charge to the lead official. Okay, are we good there? Do we agree on that, John and Celso? We're good there?
Yep.
I'm good there.
Yeah, we're good there.
Okay, so
we're talking transition.
We're talking transition, right? Transition block charge. We're gonna defer to the lead, one official. If whatever happens, worst case scenario, the lead, gets blocked or he doesn't have an angle. Okay, the C official is gonna come in, secondary whistle. A little bit late. It's a late call. It's okay, but we want to get the call correct. Now we'll follow the sequence. Okay. If lead doesn't pick up, we'll have the C pick up. C doesn't pick up, then at the end, we'll have the trail pick up. Very late. Not a problem, but I don't think we're going to get to that tomorrow. Okay. So that's in transition. Now, in transition, block charge. Also, in transition, free throw line extended to free throw line extended is what I prefer, unless you all prefer 3-point line extended to 3-point line extended. Any block charge is going to happen free throw line extended to free throw line extended in transition. Now we're going to have the C be the one to pick up that block charge at all times. That C is going to be the only official that's going to be able to see through both players. The trail is he's going to have the back of the offensive player, and the lead is going to have the back of the defensive player. So the only one that can see free throw line to free throw line transition through both players will be the C official. That's the only time, you have first crack. You have first crack and go. So, we should have a single whistle in transition down towards the paint, drive to the basket. Lead official, anything free throw line. Are you all okay with free throw line extended or free throw line extended?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. And
We're
then,
talking about the second layer of defense, right? We're not talking about the offense, the primary matchup, the primary ball handler bringing up the basketball, because that's Trail's
that's
responsibility all the
Trail's
way.
responsibility. Do you feel that? Do you feel that the Trail is still, yeah, a great Trail will get in between that will get in between and have that open look,
I'm
between
gonna have when I'm at Trail, I will have the open look
the open look.
if I'm bringing up the ball.
Perfect. So then,
I
yeah,
have that. I have that one-on-one matchup all day.
yeah. So secondary defender, free throw line extended, free throw line extended. He's gonna pick up. We're gonna
Right.
trust that the Trail is gonna have an open look on that A1 B1. Going in transition, like John said, we're gonna trust that the Trail's gonna have an open look. Now you're gonna fire away with a block charge. Perfect. I like that. I mean, that's correct. Yes, we're good there, Celso.
Yep.
Yes. Okay. Perfect. Now the last thing. Now we spoke about deferring to the lead. We spoke about the C. Now on the front court, once the ball's Edinburg High, they're big on running their offense. On the front court, the block charge as well. Block charge usually, I would say 80%, 85% of the time. A1 B1 starts off, 3-point line, up high, and usually B1 gets beat by A1, drive to the basket. So that secondary defender is usually going to slide underneath, underneath the basket, and that's usually where those block charges happen. So who is that? That is the secondary defender, right? And that secondary defender automatically is the primary defender for the lead official. So front court block charge, secondary defender, lead official, one whistle, boom, take it and go. And we're gonna go from there. We're good
Okay,
there.
let's
Yes?
say, hey, Serge, let's say that you have the primary defender from the 3-point line taking it all the way with the offensive guy. We're gonna since it's coming from the primary, you're gonna let the primary take the primary all the way.
That block charge, usually you're gonna be stacked. You're gonna have a straight line. I feel more comfortable allowing the lead official. Even though it's the primary matchup belongs to the Trail or the C there, but I feel that there's always going to be a stack line there, and the one that would have the open look there would be still the lead official.
So we're gonna defer the first possible call to come from the lead.
From the lead.
Now,
if that block charge happens up high,
right.
It happens up high on the C side before it
Yeah.
gets to the primaries, to the leads, primary area or whatever, or not even his primary area, because that's not it. We throw that out the door because we're looking for the secondary defender. But if it happens up high and he extends the arm, or she extends the arm, then the Trail, that's your responsibility.
Yeah.
Block charge, we're gonna go the other way.
All right.
Okay, so anything high, Trail or C, anything low, secondary defender sneaking out, we're gonna defer to the lead.
There we go.
Okay, I think we can still have one whistle there. Okay, so
A lot of times where we hit that gray area, guys, it's where it's about the free throw line extended, around free throw line length, where it may be a secondary defender that technically is coming from leads primary, right? Deep in the paint, and he steps up and the contact happens about where the free throw line is. A lot of times the person with the best look, like you mentioned, was going to be the C, who has the straight, like, see-through look, right? You're right there straddling the free throw line extended, and that contact, I think, even though it's a primary defender, I'm sorry, even though it's a secondary defender that belongs to the lead, the person with the best look, the best open look, is going to be the C. Like you mentioned, when the contact or the collision happens at the high key around the free throw line and free throw line extended.
I agree.
I agree.
I agree. Okay, so we're good there. I think we covered pretty much every block charge possibility, on the front court and in transition that we may experience tomorrow. And I think we can still get away with the one whistle, and we're gonna look polished. Okay. Moving on. Post play. Let's clean it up early. We know what's allowed and what's not allowed. Like we said, a foul's a foul, an armbar's an armbar, illegal. Hands got to be up. If we can talk them out of it, let's talk them out of it. If we can, I prefer to do that from the get-go. But at the same time, if a player gets displaced, in the first 30 seconds of the game, I'm going to pick it up because it's illegal contact. And post play, I don't know if Harlingen High has a post player, but I don't think she's as big as Edinburg High's post player. Am I correct, also?
Yeah.
Right. They're also young.
The girl from Harlingen is might be a little taller,
okay,
but she's real lanky. She doesn't have a body like this other girl. Yeah.
So she's the girl for Edinburg. She's a big, heavy set girl.
Yeah, she's good. She's big bone. Let's just say that.
Okay. So we'll be looking for legal play from both parties. What's legal and what's not legal, and we don't want to penalize the.
You don't want to penalize the height.
The height.
Go straight up.
Yes.
A patient whistle on a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, the hook, hook. I don't know I haven't had Edinburgh. I only had him one time this year. Let's just be mindful of a hook. The elbows, the knees up a butt. Displacement, verticality, like you just said. All that's going to be playing in our minds as the lead official, as a C official. Looking into legal play in the post play. Let's clean it up early, and that way it'll transition into the second quarter, third quarter, and fourth quarter, and we don't have any more issues with post play. Hand checking, one hand, I try. I mean, if they put a hand and it affects, if it's going to affect speed, rhythm, balance, or quickness, boom, I'm going to put a whistle on it.
I think that
illegal contact, two hands automatic, but one hand, I don't want to say I'm going to use my judgment, but I'm going to use my judgment, but the moment I see that one of those four is being disrupted, I'm going to put a whistle on it, and I think that, that will also set the tone and will allow us to clean it up. Because I guarantee you both teams are going to be full of anxiety. It's third round, and they're going to come and they're going to give it their all, and they might start off too aggressive. But if we take care of it early, the first minute or two, boom, they might call a timeout, they might readjust, and they'll go from there. Okay. So the screens, illegal screens, a little bit. Illegal screens, I'm gonna assume a high post screen, free throw line extended more or less area. Let's try to get that C engaged, and let's have that C pick up those illegal screens. Stay focused, and and pick up that illegal screen, and we're gonna go the other way if it happens. Now, illegal screens down when there's a set play going on. Usually, sometimes those screens are set on the end line. By trying to free up that shooter in the very corner, and sometimes they'll throw their hips out and displace the player out. So all those illegal screens, let's make sure the lead is engaged at all times. So the lead's gonna pick up those illegal screens, down the end line on those set plays. So down the end line, lead is gonna be engaged. Up high, the C official will be engaged with those illegal screens, but the lead can also pick up that illegal screen up high on that free throw line extended. But let's get first crack to the C. We can have one whistle. I know we have a double whistle. It's okay. We want to get the play right? We want to get it. We want to get it right. We're okay there. Anything you want to add, John, on that, on the illegal screens?
Yeah. On the coverage of illegal screens, especially when they're high on ball screens, especially at the top of the key.
Mm-hmm.
There's four people involved in a screen. That's a lot of action for one official to officiate. So I think it's best if we have both the trail and the center pay attention to the screens that we're going to have whenever they're on ball screens, right? Because we have the A1, B1, and then we have A2, B2, right? There's four total players. So a lot of shit can go wrong in a screen. So we need the more eyes we can put on an on ball screen, the better.
I agree. So then technically, if trail has A1, B1, as a C, your A1, B1 is trails A2, B2, right? So I think I agree 100% with that. Too many bodies for one official to try to have all eyes on, and there's illegal contact. I mean, there's too much responsibility. I agree 100%. Let's get the trail and the seat. Good good point. Anything else you want to add, Celso? Before we move on
Nope.
on screens, we're good.
Yep.
Okay. The bench. Talking about bench personnel. Being consistent. I think we should be okay. Eric, right? Eric Olvera. He likes to coach a lot. He usually doesn't get out of hand. Harlingen High, I think she has some new assistants this year, a little
Yes,
bit
she
different.
does.
Previous year she had other assistants that used to like to coach a little bit more. But I think tomorrow, I think we should be okay. I think, like I said, going back to discipline, I think both teams have discipline of their benches. So I don't think we're gonna need to. There should be anything that we need to address. If we do, we address it. We take care of it early, and we don't have any problems the remainder of the game.
Okay, let's just go back. Let's not let the coaches get to the mid court line.
I
Let
agree.
okay, the way it's set up there at the Bird Ogden Arena, it's a long table. It's a long scores table. So you're looking about probably from the mid court line to the end of one end of the table, probably a good 12 feet. So let's how are we going to address that? I
Do
mean, yeah,
do they, do they have enough room from their first from the coaching chair all the way down to the end line? Is that enough
oh
room for
yeah,
them to
oh
coach?
yeah,
Okay.
oh yeah,
Then
oh yeah.
then it's, and you know what, it's tough too, because is it gonna be something that's gonna be a challenge for them, the first, second, and third quarter, knowing that they're so used to automatically being a little bit closer to the midcourt line.
And I'm saying that because both of them like to do that.
Both of them like to do that.
Yeah.
What do you guys want to do? I mean, that's a situation that they don't come across often, and we don't come across often. What do y'all feel more comfortable doing?
What do you think, John?
I mean, if we're
I
gonna go
think
by what's, go ahead.
I think so long as they're not crossing half court, they're fine in my book. I mean, we're gonna have our hands full with the game, guys. And if we take care of what we need to take care of, the coaches are gonna leave us alone, and they're not gonna be on our backs, and they're not gonna have to be on the court, right? I get it that they get intense while coaching, but so long as we keep them on the other side of their half court or on their respective sides of the court, I think we'll be fine. Once they decide to start telling us how to do our job, right? Then we can address the coaching box then, or we should address the coaching box then. But am I going to be looking over as to if the head coaches are in their coaching box when there's live play? I'm just not gonna do that because we have bigger fish to fry on the court.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I just want to make sure that our scorekeeper and our timer has visual of the court at all time.
Okay.
They can go real close to them. I mean, I haven't addressed it all year really, unless, like you said, they were trying to officiate.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'll address it like that tomorrow to the head coaches. That, okay, well, look, it's a little bit different for you all today, but just stay away from the visual of these two people right at I'm pretty sure they're going to be at center court.
Exactly.
Stay away from these two, and everything's going to be fine.
Yes,
just
sir. I totally agree with that.
Their job. Let us do our job, and you guys are free to roam. Within the boundaries. Like John says. I agree. Our hands are going to be tied, but if we need to address it, we'll address it. And so we're good.
Well said. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
well said.
Okay, go for it. Court coverages. Let's talk about our primary coverages. Let's try. I think we'll be disciplined enough to stay in our primary coverages for the most part. There's times where we spoke about secondary matchup. Recognizing that my partner has two matchups in front of them. Now I'm going to come over and I need to help officiate that secondary matchup. But if my official has A1, B1 in his primary area, there's really no need, for me to be coming and blowing that whistle if there's no other secondary matchup, unless it's a blatant call that everybody sees, and like we said, it's going to be on film. We want to get it right, and we're going to come in a little bit late, and we're gonna be grateful. John, you picked one up, be like, hey man, you know what, go for it. I didn't have the angle, I didn't have a look. It was my competitive matchup was there, and thank you for saving the crew. Here and there. So going back down to primary coverages. Let me see. There was just a little diagram that I was gonna show y'all real quick. Let me see if I can. Let me share it. Okay, can y'all see this one?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. So on the front court, just primary coverages. These are, I know college is a little bit different. I know some of our Zoom trainings have been a little bit different sometimes, because some of it has come from a college philosophy, but high school mechanics, this is what it is. This is what it is. And, the trail official, this is his primary coverage. We're gonna go 60-40 on a 3-point line, on a 3-point shot. Let's talk a little bit on the 3-point shot. Sometimes we have the trail and the C both pick up. Sometimes they're like, well, we're gonna go 50-50 and we're gonna have 2 preliminary signals on that 3-point shot. Well, let's have one preliminary signal, right? And if the 60-40 is gonna go all the way down to what would be the correct term, John or Celso? Free throw line extended, or free
No,
throw.
it's going to be the
What's the correct line right there? That comes all the way to midcourt.
yeah,
Which is the 60 mark.
yeah.
So
That's
from right.
Yeah.
So the trail will.
Sorry, I was muted. Lane line extended.
Lane line extended.
Lane line extended.
Lane line extended. So that'll be the 60-40. Okay, one whistle, the trail's gonna pick up. Basket goes in, then we'll have both officials come in and mirror the call on the 60-40. If it happens on the 40 side, then the C's gonna have the first signal, and then the trail is gonna mirror, and we're there.
Right.
Okay.
I think let me just interject real quick. I think where we run into trouble, or where you see a lot of officials, a lot of crews for both the C and the trail market, is it's in that gray area. You can't really tell on which side. You can be debating there, right? And you really have to pause the video to see where the shooter actually is,
somewhere
to
around
dictate
here.
right.
Mm-hmm.
So what I would say is just wherever the ball originated from. So if it's at trail, right, and it's A1 dribbling up the ball, right, and he goes right to where his primary ends on this side, on the lane line extended, right where C's, right, and you can make it
Right
debate.
there.
Oh, that's right. You can make that C's primary. No, that's trail's primary. Well, where did the ball come from? Where did the dribbler come from? Who already had eyes on that shooter, right? Naturally, it would be the trail. So if you already had eyes on him and he took a shot or she took a shot, trail, go ahead and mark it. See, trail's going to mark it because that's where the ball was being dribbled from, right? So see, trail's marking it. So there's no need to have 2 people marking it. We need backside help rebounding. Get your eyes to the backside help. And I would say if the opposite happens, if it's the primary the ball handler is dribbling from C's primary and dribbles it from the corner all the way to the lane line extended to where it's in that gray area between C and T. No, on this lane line, on the other one, right there. Right there. If the drive or the ball handler, the shooter originated dribbling from C, stay with him, C, and you mark it. And trail, you get your eyes to the backside rebounding.
I agree.
I like that. I like that, John.
Good point, John. I like that.
Yeah, but you know what? The main thing, one mark of the 3-pointer.
Yes, sir.
Correct.
Yes, that's the
Correct.
main thing. But that's a great thought right there. That's a good job.
So going into, that's the three-point shot. So speaking a little bit about, coverage, primary coverages as far as fouls are concerned. These are our primary coverages areas, right? So the lead, high school mechanic is we're going to split up the paint 50-50. So anything that happens on the right, on this diagram, on the right side, any fouls let's give first crack to the lead official. Let's not have the trail. If there's a foul down there at the end of the basket, if the lead doesn't pick up, go for it. Let's have the trail maybe pick up or the C, but let's always give first crack to whoever's primary coverage area that belongs to. And if it doesn't happen, if it's a crew saving call, then we come in as a secondary whistle as a trail or the C. Okay, so we're gonna split up the paint 50-50 going down to the center. We got to make sure that the center is engaged at all times. We have the play starts A1 B1 on his area, and there's a drive all the way down to the basket. Well, let's give first crack to the C because he starts and he's going to finish off the play here. Okay, the lead official doesn't need to let's not have the first whistle. If it's a drive, if it originates from the C, let's not have the first whistle coming from the lead. Let's have it coming from the C. Okay, unless it's a block charge. Well, then yes, a block charge, it's the secondary defender. Now it's deferred to the lead, right? But if it's a drive to the basket, player gets hit, let's have that first crack to the lead official because he has 50% of that paint. Are we good there?
Yep.
And if the C doesn't have first crack, then we'll give second crack to the lead official. And if both officials for some reason have a stack line, then the trail might be able to see the only one to be able to see through both players. Then the trail's going to come in and call the foul. In this area down here, which is perfectly fine after we gave the benefit of the doubt to the C, benefit of the doubt to the lead, and then now the trail has every right to pick up that foul. Are we good there? John, you agree there?
Yep.
Yes, sir. We're good.
Okay, perfect. And same thing the other way around. If it's a foul in the lead's half of the paint all the way out, let's give first crack to the lead. If the lead is stacked, then we'll have maybe C pick up or vice. No. Here would be maybe a little bit different. The lead will have first crack, and then maybe the trail might have maybe the next best look. And worst case scenario, then we'll have the C come in and pick up that foul if anything happens here in this area. Are we good there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that again is preaching let's try to have one whistle. And let's try to stay disciplined in our primary areas because we don't want the evaluators we're going to have 350 evaluators of tassel members, RGB tassel members that are going to be evaluating and say, well, Sergio call across the paint as a lead. He shouldn't have done that. You know what I mean? So those are the reasons why I'm like being a little bit nitpicky as far as being polished and being disciplined. Not that I care what they say, but we just don't want to see that on film either. We want to be able to justify why we did or we didn't call. Okay. At the same time, don't be afraid to call into your secondary coverage if I missed something that everybody saw and I didn't see. Okay, just because we said, we wanted to stay away and let's follow the sequence: first crack, second crack, third crack. At the end of the day, we want to get the play right. We're good there.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's move right along. I'm going to stop sharing this real quick. We shouldn't take much more time. We already pretty much covered like the big things that might get us into as far as being polished. The trailer.
Hey guys,
go ahead.
I just want to say something, Sergio. This is in regards to whenever we need help on out of bounds calls and how we're going to treat out of bounds calls that we know we need to bring information to that official. So let's say at lead, right? Mm-hmm. I'm always of the mindset that I'm not going to take a wild guess if I absolutely don't know and it's a critical play. Okay. Especially on those quick out of bounds calls that happen on the opposite side of the paint when you're at lead. Mm-hmm. Right. I'm gonna blow my whistle, put my hand up, and give you that deer in headlights look, and I'm going to vocalize help, right? And that's how I'm going to reach out for help to the C. And if the C doesn't know, I'm going to look to Tro. Hey, you got anything? If we don't have anything, then, hey, we're going to have to go with the jump ball because we're just a straight up not guess.
I agree.
Okay?
My mechanic, just what I'm used to, is I'm going to give you a signal, and it's going to be – I try to make it as discreet as possible. So I'm going to give you a finger this way or I'm going to give you a finger that way. So
I've seen that play treated two different ways: discreetly, like you just said, when you're at C and you just want to give a little subtle point right on the chest, left or right, I've been told, and it's just a camp that you go to or whatever mentality or mentor you have is, hey, when you're asked for help and you're at C, just go ahead and freaking point, and hey, make it known to the whole gym. Hey, beep, beep, blue, point, loud, right? Make it known to everybody. Hey, blue for sure, or white, whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
That's just me. If I'm being asked for help, that's how I've always given the help when I'm at C. If my lead asks me at C for help, I'm always going to be loud about it and make it vocalized. Uh, but that's fine, Sergio. Also, like if you wanna treat it that way, like when the lead asks C for help, we'll do the whole chest point right here. Or how do you feel about it?
Yeah, I mean, that's what's just been in my routine. I agree with you. Like, some of the issues that I have that I've had in camps also, that is like one evaluator is totally different, has a different philosophy from another evaluator. So it's like, what the like, this guy
Right.
just told me this, and then it's the same camp, but this evaluator told me something different. And after, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Like, what do we feel comfortable with,
Sure.
and I could go either way. I can go either way. What do you think? What do you feel more comfortable, Celso?
Well, it's going to be probably loud, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I never vocalize, but it doesn't matter to me. I mean, I usually do this or whatever, but I just want to be. We just want to be on the same page. There's
Now,
no.
Okay.
okay, so say that situation happens. You know what? I'm gonna favor John. Maybe trying to be discreet about it, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because because say for example, ball goes out of bounds in that scenario where you just said it usually happens opposite the paint, on the end line where the lead needs help from the C, and some I might signal, I might go boop white, for example, and I'm gonna have a reaction from the whole crowd. Ah! I might say like, oh, it was on the other side. I thought I was right, but I may have not had the best look. But I already blew the whistle. I already signaled, I say it was the other way around, and you did that, you know, and I knew that it was off the wrong person. I'm gonna stop, and I'm gonna give you the discreet signal, like, hey, dude, like it's the other way around, or I'm gonna come to you. I'm 110% John that it belongs to the opposite team. You can make that call, because
Okay.
the last thing I want to do is, yes, like, is you go here and I come fire away and I'm like, no, ball's going the other way, or you know what I mean?
Right.
Because you weren't sure. That's the last thing I want to do. I want you to look like a fucking superstar all the way through. And if you had a bad look on that out of bounds call and you signaled, and I'm gonna try to keep it as discreet as possible, because I
Sure.
want you to change that call. And I don't want anybody to say, well, Sergio changed the call for him, and they're not on the same page, and they're out to get each other. Like, that's the last thing that I want, because those are some of the haters that we have in our chapter, unfortunately. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I want you to shine, and I feel that for you to shine, I think if we can be as discreet as possible, and I'll give you a signal. If you don't see my discreet signal, I'm gonna run to you. Hey, bro, it's black ball, bro. Go for it. I got you. Black, and we're going. But you made the call. I didn't change your call, and and we met as a crew, and
Right.
that's where I feel a little bit more comfortable. What do you think?
I feel the same. If I'm glad you brought up that situation. Not necessarily always is the lead going to ask for help, right? The lead may make a call right away, and the entire gym saw something different,
Mm-hmm.
right? Including the C. And if that scenario happens, I at C will go to the lead, bring my information to the table, and say, this is what I saw. And I would leave, and I'm going to leave the decision making after that new information is presented,
Mm-hmm.
to the calling official, in this case, the lead, whether they want to stick to their original call or take in the new information and change the call.
So then, do we agree? Do we agree that, just to be consistent all the way through, let's just have that one official, you know, let's keep it discreet so that one official can be the first and last person to have the say so on that call.
But
Okay.
I like what John said. I think we need to come, if you're 100%, 110, go to him and kind of whisper it. This is what I saw. And then, I don't like, let's not point or whatever. Let's just go, hey, I'm 100%. It went off of white, and then you go from there. So I think that if we communicate like that, it's going to be, the crew's going to look a little more gelled.
Okay, I agree. So then we're okay with keeping it discreet, John?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
We'll try best. Okay, perfect. Okay, we'll move on. Excellent point. Those are so the out of bounds. Going into what other stuff looks sloppy sometimes. Crews, bringing in substitutions.
Yeah.
On the free throws. First I'm sorry. Got tongue tied. Substitution, after the first free throw belongs to the trail official.
Right.
The substitution coming in after the last shot belongs to the C, right? The C,
Right.
one signal, and we go from there. Also, where it looks sloppy too amongst the crews on a given night is the transition, bringing in the subs. As the lead official. We have the trail, and ball's gonna go in transition opposite. Okay, so hold on. Lead official table side, okay, and trail table side. We're gonna go in transition down the other way. We're gonna have the old trail that's gonna become the new lead. He's gonna take off, and we're gonna have the C bring in those subs.
Yes.
We're good there, right?
Yes.
Okay, now
Yes, sir.
the opposite way, so that one hand, one signal, opposite way. Now we're gonna go lead official, opposite table, trail official, opposite table. We're gonna have the trail official take off. Now we're gonna have the C official table side bring in those subs in transition.
Yes, sir.
One whistle, and sometimes as the C official table side, I know I'm going to take off as the new lead, old trail new lead, and Celso is the C table side, and he doesn't see the subs. I'm just going to blow my whistle. I'm just going to say, Celso, subs. I'm not going to signal. I'm not going to point. It might be loud. You might, you might not see this and that, but I'm not going to signal.
Gotcha.
Worst case scenario, if you don't pick up Celso, and I'm gonna come pick it up late, just because I don't want to prevent any illegal substitutions, and then we're gonna have a lot of problems after that. But we're good on that.
Yes, sir.
Yes?
Sir.
Okay, perfect. We spoke about primary coverages. We spoke about 3-point signals, the fouls, as a trail, as a center, as a lead. I think we're good there. Good communication all the way through. Let's know who our impact players are. Okay, we're gonna call the game the way that we need to call the game, but let's be mindful of those impact players. Those are the studs of the team, and if not that we're gonna cater to them, but let's just be mindful that fourth or fifth foul that they're gonna pick up, it's gonna be a big collision. But if it's a displacement, I'm still gonna pick it up, even if it's their fifth foul, because why am I gonna cater to that impact player? Especially if it's crucial down the court. And penalize the other team. So I guess, I don't know if the correct term is a double-edged sword, but damn if you do, sometimes damn if you don't. But let's just be mindful of who the impact players are. Okay. Let's be mindful of I lost my train of thought. The shot clock. Y'all want to signal on the last minute, or do y'all want to signal 30 seconds and under?
30 seconds and under.
Every time we cross the half court under a minute, we should be signaling up and be aware.
Under a minute?
Under a minute every time we cross it to the front court.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I'm good with that.
Yes, sir. Just so it puts us on brand new notice, because let's say we have, one team is planning to dribble out the quarter or the quarter with 50 seconds to go. And they decide to run a play with 15 seconds and they turn the ball over, right? Well, that still gives enough time for the other team to set up and run a quick play. So let's make double sure that we know, hey, you still got the clock every time we cross half court, right? Under a minute. That's what I would like.
I agree. Perfect.
Okay?
That'll work.
That's good.
That'll work. That'll keep us engaged at all times, and we
Yeah.
shouldn't have any hiccups down towards the end. Okay.
Clock awareness, guys. Clock awareness is key. And I had a big district game earlier this year on the girls' side, and we lost. We gave the losing team 20 extra seconds in the last minute because of the clock. He put time on the clock for the timeout, and then he had to reset the clock. So what we did was I lost track of how much time was on the game clock before he had to reset it. So we inadvertently ended up adding 20 seconds in a one possession game. Now that was huge. The team that was up still won, right? But it gave the team that was down an extra 20 seconds. That's an eternity in a one possession game. So just game awareness and clock awareness is key. That's one thing that I've been trying to pick up this year. Clock awareness.
How's the setup as far as clocks at the arena, Celso?
I'm trying to say, okay, they have
Blackboards.
they have an overhead one.
Mhm.
They have two big ones like on the walls for the seating.
Okay.
Okay. They have behind the go, where the 24-second shot clock used to where it is, they'll have a game clock right by it also. So
Okay. So there'll be plenty of opportunity for us to have eyes on the clocks.
and that's what we can do whenever we get there, at 5:30, whatever, before we go change or whatever, go check out the clocks, go check out, everything.
I got it. Perfect. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see what else did I write down my notes. Okay, the held balls, going back to being polished, jump balls, held balls. If it's a one-on-one, I prefer to have that. Let's trust that one official in your primary area to pick up, one official. There's some officials that always have two officials running to a jump ball, always two whistles, all this mess. It doesn't look polished. If it's one-on-one, let's give whoever's the closest official, hey, boop, boop, jump ball, and we're going to go from there. Now, if there's 4 or 5 bodies in there, and it's getting chaotic. Okay, well, if it's in transition, now we can have 2 officials come in. Let's give crack to the whistle and primary signal to the primary area of that official to signal, and you, as in your secondary coverage, just come and assist, make sure nothing extra happens. But let's try not to have 2 whistles, everybody signaling, and it's just gonna look a little bit sloppier. Are we okay on that? One-on-one,
Yes, sir.
one whistle. Let's trust. We have multiple bodies. Let's have that secondary official come in just to help police the players, and we're still gonna just have one signal and one whistle. Okay.
And then going to that, sir, hey, let's make sure that every time we have a whistle, we stop the clock.
Yes.
Because like you said, Serge, there's going to be 300 evaluators. And, we want to give, like I always say, let's give them a show.
I agree.
Let's give them a show. And hey, we earned this right because we are polished.
I
And
agree.
you're correct, Serge. I'm sorry, John. Go ahead, Mijo.
I was just gonna one more thing on the being polished deal. Let's not piggyback timeouts. So if we're gonna be the official that stops the clock for a timeout and awards it to a team, let's be the official that goes to the table and presents the timeout, right?
Oh yeah.
So if we're neutral, opposite table, and we're the one that saw the coach grant the timeout and we stop the clock. Hey, I know it's a little bit of a trek, but hey, whatever. Make your way up to the call it, stop the clock, make your way up to the half court division line, and you're the one that's gonna grant the timeout. And if you're the one that has the ball and you granted the timeout, give the ball to the nearest official, let them hold it for you momentarily, go assess the timeout, and then go back to your spot with the ball.
Let's extend
Let's
that.
look polished.
Let's extend that even further. You are the lead official, opposite table, and
Right.
you have the coach on the opposite side of the court, in the back
Sure.
court call, that's a long way. That's a long distance, right?
Right.
Let's still have that lead go and go all the way across. Ask the coach 30-second, or full timeout, and So I agree. I agree. That's gonna take us up a level. We want to put on a clinic, like Celso says. I agree. It's a show. Let's put on a show. Let's give a clinic out there. This is how three-man officiating is supposed to be done. And I've seen some Real Sports live games on these other chapters, and I'm like, oh my goodness, like how are these crews even like picking up these games? Like these officials are horrible.
We were talking about that because they were saying a lot of times, you get them from the Austin, San Antonio, whatever. They're sending their fifth or sixth or seventh crew, and it's not always the best crews coming out of those chapters.
Yeah, and you know what? And this is, I have a sour taste in my mouth. I'm sorry, I apologize, but I have a sour taste in my mouth for our chapter, our RGV chapter. We are where we're at because we are victims of that. Of not always sending our best in the limited opportunities that we've had. And I'm talking about going back 30 years, 30 years to date. Like, have we really sent our best that we have? Why have we regressed these past years? We got up to a 3A boy regionals game. Why did we go back to a 2A? Why haven't we been able to go up to state assignment? Why? Because like Celso says, sometimes, and it's been confirmed. It's been confirmed at some of our Zoom trainings. I've asked those questions. I asked those questions to, and he's like, "You guys got work to do, man. You guys got work to do. You've had limited opportunities, and the limited opportunities you've had, you haven't sent the best, and it is what it is." Like, and I agree. And these we're not the only ones. These other chapters are also doing the same thing. But there's so many chapters. But at the end of the day, like, we want to be able to say, like, man, Celso, Sergio, and John, they killed it. Maybe next year if the chapter gets a 3A, 4A regional assignment, these guys killed it. Let's give them an opportunity. Why not? Exactly. But let's go based on merit. Let's go based on facts. Did they officiate like the way they were supposed to as a crew and individually? And if the answer is yes, then they deserve to go. Not because they're on the board, not because, and we're gonna break down into all the Murero, but that's what I want to end the night tomorrow. Like, fuck, these three guys killed it. The highest 3A, game the 3A round, the 3-round playoff mark for our teams. They kicked some ass in San Antonio, and who knows where we stand next year. At least they're gonna respect Celso, yeah, they're gonna leave him alone. John, hey, he knows what he's doing. Sergio, hey, he knows what he's doing. Like, and we're gonna go from there. And we know what we're doing. We know where we belong. But in the eyes of the association, it might be a little bit different, right? So, anyways, those are just my a little rant. I'm sorry, I had to rant a little bit, right?
It's all good.
Okay, brother.
So we're good, man. We're good. So let's go on. I know we've been at it for about an hour. I think we only have 40 minutes on the Zoom before it cuts us off. So I don't want it to throw us off. Other than that, let me see anything else that I wrote on my notes that are major that we can cover some more tomorrow. Y'all sleep on it tonight and be like, hey, I forgot to address this and that, or y'all feel, go for it. We'll take care of it. But at least we got the bulk of it tonight. We're gonna get on there tomorrow and we're gonna be like, man, I'm confident. I know what I'm gonna do tonight because Celso knows what he's gonna do tonight. John knows what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take care of my third, and if I need to come into the secondary, I'm gonna come in a little bit late. Like, perfect. Like, it's an art. It's going to be an art tomorrow, and I'm going to enjoy the shit out of it tomorrow.
We are too, brother.
That's why I wanted to have this tonight, and thankfully you guys were able to meet at 8:00. I know it's been about an hour, but we're good to go. Anything else? We spoke about the timeouts, technical fouls. The players. I don't think there'll be any situations tomorrow because both teams are disciplined because we both had them. I have an issue. I didn't give a technical to any. I didn't think I wasn't even going to come close to a technical foul with the Edinburg game against Westaco, and that's because we know there's a lot of rivalry there. And I've had Edinburg 3 or 4 times this year, and I haven't had a single issue with the players. So I think we should be okay. If we need to whack them, we whack them. Right? Unsportsmanlike conduct is a sportsmanlike conduct, but I think we'll be able to, Celso, I really like your charisma that you have with the coaches, the players. I've learned from you. you know, in that aspect, as far as like how you communicate, you're a happy-go-lucky guy, stuff like that, and it carries over. It carries over, and you know, coaches appreciate that, kids appreciate that. I've learned that. I've learned that from you, that aspect of it, you know, and I thank you for that, because you know we all have different mentors in different areas, so you pick and choose little things that you like, you know, from the veteran officials over the years, and those are some of your strengths that I've always admired from you, is your communication with the coaches. You know, so
hey, Serge, I'm gonna get John to smile one of these days.
yeah.
I'll get John to smile.
Man.
That's it, brother.
Hey, you know what? Like, I was like John too for so many years. I've been doing this. I'm on my 19th year. You know, time
brother.
has flown, and I mean it's all business. It's all business. I agree with John 100%. You know, you're a great official, but and it's funny. You know, just out of cariño. You know, that smile. You know, pretty on John, but you know, I've seen John smile. I know he's a great guy, stuff like that. But yeah, on the court, I've never seen him smile. Never. Not even now with a mask.
Yeah.
So let's see if we get that tomorrow. So
hey, when you least expect it, expect it.
Yeah. That's our goal. That's your goal, and my goal is to get John to smile. See if we can get that smile. And we'll see it in his eyes underneath his mask tomorrow.
Hey, Serge, what shirt we're gonna wear tomorrow?
We'll go black and white. Black and white. I think it looks a little bit
Sounds
better.
good.
I can't stand the gray personally. I think it looks so outdated. But yeah, so I should be there hopefully an hour. You know, an hour. I don't know. Is there traffic problems on that 281 coming into Edinburg? No, we're good.
Well,
that's gonna delay me half an hour or anything. No. Okay.
No.
So I'm planning on leaving. You know, an hour and 15 minutes earlier, so I can arrive there in at least an hour.
Okay. Let's say meet at 5:30. 5:30
yes,
at the arena. Okay.
Yes. Okay. 5:30 will work. Okay,
brother. Hey, looking forward to it, guys.
Likewise.
Yes, sir. Likewise, man.
Anything else before we log off?
Yeah, whoever the first one that blows the whistle tomorrow has to buy the beer.
Okay, well, I hope the game goes down to the wire. Last shot, and it belongs to Celso, and we're gonna let Celso.
There we go, brother.
There's gonna be no secondary whistle on that one. That's gonna be all you. All right, gentlemen. Hey, I'm happy. Y'all have a good night. Get some rest. Eat healthy tomorrow.
I'm honored to be on the court with you guys.
Likewise, Celso.
All right, my brother.
Y'all have a good evening, guys. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Good night, man. Talk to you tomorrow.
Good night, brother. Yes, sir.